The Redevelopment Agency meeting of October 15th, 2014 is called to order. This meeting has been properly noticed and posted in compliance with the open meeting law. These proceedings are being video recorded as well as presented live on KCLV Cable Channel 2 and are closed captioned for hearing impaired viewers. Please note some customers of Cox Communication who do not have a cable box may view this meeting on digital channel 89.5. The Redevelopment Agency meeting, as well as all other KCLV programming, may be viewed on the city's website at www.kclv.tv. The proceedings will be rebroadcast on KCLV Channel 2 and the web the Wednesday of the meeting at 8 p.m., also on Friday at 4 a.m., Saturday at 7 p.m., Sunday at 7 a.m., and the following Monday at 1 p.m. This building is protected by state-of-the-art fire detection and suppression sprinkler system. If alarms should activate during today's meeting, please evacuate using the exit to the back of the chamber out to the mezzanine. Proceed out the double doors to the terrace and down the back staircase. For anyone who has difficulty with stairs, please check with a marshal or fire official for assistance. Once outside, assemble on the northeast corner across the street from City Hall at Lewiston First. Employees wearing safety vests or our city marshals will inform you when it's safe to re-enter the building. For public comment related to the items on the agenda, citizen participation in public hearing items, we have available a speaker card, which you may complete and submit to the city clerk. Cards are available online at the clerk's office or at the rear of these chambers. If you do not submit a card, it does not preclude you from speaking under public comment, citizen participation, or specified public hearing items. If there's anyone present today who has need for hearing impaired equipment, please see the city clerk's staff. If you parked in the parking garage and across the street and did not receive a validation ticket as you entered chambers, please exit to your right and then see the security personnel at the entrance. We will move on to agenda item 3. Public comment during this portion of the agenda must be limited to matters on the agenda for action. The amount of time any single speaker is allowed may be limited. All comments made will be cross-referenced to those specific items. If anyone submitted a speaker card who wishes to speak under this portion of the agenda, please come to the podium, state your name for the record. We'll set the time at 1 minute. Hearing and seeing no one, we'll move on to agenda item 4. For possible action to approve the final minutes by reference to the regular Redevelopment Agency meeting of August 20th, 2014. May I have a motion, Mayor Pro Tem?
Move for approval.
There's a motion. Please vote. And please post. The motion carries. Thank you. Agenda item 5. RA 10-2014, discussion for possible action regarding a resolution finding the project proposed by the Commercial Visual Improvement Program, CVIP agreement between the City of Las Vegas Redevelopment Agency, RDA, and ARS R2 LLC, owner located 1625 East Charleston Boulevard, APM 139-35-401-006, to be in compliance with and in furtherance of the goals and objectives of the redevelopment plan and authorizing the execution of CVIP agreement by the RDA Redevelopment Area Ward 3. Councilman Coffin, note this item is related to Council Item 34, R32-2014. Mr. Arndt, good morning.
Good morning, Mayor and Council, members of the agency board. For the record, Bill Arndt, Director, Economic and Urban Development. With me today is Ajay Rashid, who has done an extensive job on renovating a property at 1625 East Charleston. As you know, the Commercial Visual Improvement Program is intended to help upgrade the exterior of buildings in our downtown area and in the redevelopment area. And for our new program for this year, we've targeted specific areas of downtown that have not benefited as much as some of the other areas of downtown. And one of the areas that we've targeted is the Charleston corridor. This property is in that corridor, and as a result qualifies for a matching grant of $50,000. The owner purchased the land in the building for approximately $200,000 and has put over $850,000 into major exterior and interior improvements, bringing the total investment into the property over $1 million. As a result, again, the property is eligible for a $50,000 matching agreement. We'll be recording a facade easement against the property to make sure that the improvements are maintained. And with that, I'd like to turn it over to and introduce Mr. A.J. Rashid and his colleague. And I'm going to use the overhead camera to show what the property looked like prior to the improvements undertaken by Mr. Rashid and what it looks like after the improvements.
Good morning, welcome. And again, if you would both repeat your names for the record.
Good morning. Brandy Brown from Cunningham Brown on behalf of ARSR, and I'm here today with Amjad Rashid, who is the owner of ARSR. And once again, we believe this project hit the goals of the redevelopment. It's created jobs. It's really set a beacon on Charleston of improvement, and it's the businesses around us, you can tell, have also started to really improve. We really want to thank the mayor and the council for allowing us to be part of this project. I mean, a few years ago, downtown was not really the place to be, but now for small businesses, you really want to be there and help the improvement and be part of your community, and we think we've done this, and we really appreciate the opportunity to do that.
Great, thank you.
Thank you. The chicken is waving at everybody.
Mayor, if I can make a comment.
Yes, please, Councilman.
Mr. Rashid, you have excellent representation, as this young lady has had a smile on her face since I walked in this room this morning. So good job. I think the project's great, and I'm sure the councilman feels the same way as I do about it. But I think it's your smile that's going to help me support this.
Great, whatever it takes.
The staff has been really easy to work with Mr. Coffin and Scott Carter, Bill. These people have been very helpful. You know, easy to work with. Positive people.
We're proud of them. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So any,
Your Honor, I can move for approval on this if you want me to move it
yes,
forward.
I would think, yes, absolutely.
You know, that is a great thing here because this was looking pretty shabby in that area. And so it brings it up. Everything on both sides and across the street is improved by the presence of this. Her smile's been there since the day we cut the ribbon. I know. And I've only been there once since then, though, so, you know, I've had to watch my diet. So I really do like that chicken, and it's really popular. You've got a lot of people there. I say this, theoretically, this could have been approved quite some time ago, but the fund ran out of money. When they applied, there was a little money in the stream, and then it just ran out toward the end of the fiscal year. So that's why they're here now. And so I very much appreciate council support in my motion to approve.
Thank you very much. There's a motion, and please vote. And please post. The motion carries. Wonderful.
Thank you.
We're
Thank you
delighted
so
you're
much.
with us. Thanks so much. Okay, and now we'll go on to agenda item 6. RA 11-2014, discussion for possible action regarding a resolution finding the project proposed by Quick Start Program, QSP, between the City of Las Vegas Redevelopment Agency, RDA, and Orange Beld, LLC, owner QSP participant, located at 818 Stewart Avenue, to be in compliance with and in furtherance of the goals, objectives of the development plan, authorizing the execution of QSP agreement by the RDA redevelopment area. Again, Ward 3 with Councilman Coffin. This item is related to Council Item number 35, R-33-2014. Mr. Ard again.
Thank you, Mayor. Members of council, this item is actually part of our Quick Start program, and it is for a property located on 818 Stewart Avenue. Orange Beld LLC is a fashion company started in 2010 and has an interesting story. I'll let the owner of the business tell you about that. The property itself was an abandoned building built in 1963, and the owner is investing over $400,000 into the building, including asbestos abatement, code compliance issues, and upgrades. And this is exactly what our Quick Start program was intended to try to help with. The applicant is eligible for a $42,000 grant. Staff does recommend approval, and with that, I'd like to turn it over to Sandy Matarosian.
Yeah.
Hopefully I didn't butcher that too bad.
Seva Gamardarosian. I go by Steve.
Okay.
Thank you. Welcome.
And I'll turn it over to Steve, and he could talk about his business, and
Okay.
I'll remind Steve that This meeting is televised, so be sure to talk about your business and your
Okay.
product.
Good morning.
morning.
Thank you for the opportunity to present this plan we've had in place. A few years ago when we started Orange Belt, my fiance and I started a matching sock company where our socks are slightly mismatched. They come in 3 individual mismatched socks that come in one set. And at the time, I've been in the Valley for 17 years. And at the time, we had moved to Los Angeles for a year and a half. And that's where we started the company. When we were reading about the development that was going on in downtown Las Vegas, we decided to move back to Las Vegas, look for a location to do our headquarters out of, to do our designing, distribution, showroom, and offices, to grow the brand for much more than just socks into clothing. With, being a few blocks away from Zappos, we wanted to be in the community. So we found this building mid last year and worked with the owner and pretty much saved it. Did a whole asbestos abatement, and completely gutted the whole inside, redesigned it into looking like the picture you see on the right. And yeah, we're complete. I've been talking to Scott since earlier this year about the redevelopment, and he was really helpful in getting me to this point. And I just wanted to come and see how I could get some help in some of the expenses that I've put in out of pocket, and some bank loans and contractors that have helped me believing in the project. And that's where the company will be headquartered and running out of, and creating jobs and contributing to the downtown and fashion
Wonderful.
companies.
When will you open, if your plan is?
We're planning on moving in the next couple weeks. We received a temporary certificate. We just need to do some final things to finish the building so we can move in. But we've been working out of the house for a few years while we were waiting for the building. And we're an online business, and we have other stores throughout the country carrying our product. So we do shipping. It's not going to be a retail location. We're going to have wholesale, designers. We're going to be using a lot of students. My fiance graduated from fashion design school in Las Vegas, IADT. So she's working with the school with bringing in interns and helping other students grow into business with experience and designing social media and things like that. So in the next few weeks, we should hopefully move in. We currently aren't employing anybody. As soon as we move into the building, we're going to start bringing on employees and growing the business.
Can we see the picture again, please? And can you describe to us, if this is wholesale, first of all, is there a front door, and what's on the second floor and what's on the first floor?
The first floor is, pretty much the whole building is offices, except for on the first floor. On the left side where you see a garage door, that's going to be our warehouse. That's where we're going to distribute from. And then when you look at the right-hand side where there's a courtyard, that's the entrance to the building. When you walk in, there's a reception area. We're building a showroom to house all of our samples and all our new and up-and-coming lines for each season. In the back, there's I call it the shop. It's where there's sewing machines and there's tables, and that's where everybody will be designing and making samples. Some will be produced here, some are produced other places, and then upstairs we have more office space. Upstairs were two abandoned apartments, so we completely gutted the whole building inside and out. There's other pictures too that show more detailed pictures that I took periodically from the day I looked at the building till the demo happened with asbestos, and just, you know, I was there every day taking pictures. And
Are you going to be leasing out space on the offices, or is that going to all be your
it's
company?
it's going to all be our space. If I ever were to lease something out, it would be for somebody that would work with us.
Okay.
If another designer wanted to lease out an office, whether it was for, you know, free rent for free designs, whatever it is, but currently, nothing's being leased out, and everything is under the same address. There isn't multiple suites.
Right.
It's all one address. It's a freestanding
Wonderful.
building for us to
Thank
grow
you.
into.
Any other comments,
Your Honor?
questions? Yes, counsel?
You're
both
here, but
counsel.
you haven't shown us your product. You told us all about the building. Will you rip open the
Sure.
socks and see? I actually think this is in Councilman Barlow's ward, but you may have dealt with Councilman Barlow in the 818 Stewart's, Ward 5. But I'd just like to see it because you're talking about it and you haven't shown us anything.
Okay.
So I'm trying to figure out, because I mismatch my socks all the time by accident.
And
You know,
I
I could do that on purpose if I wanted to.
And I always wore bright color socks for
Yeah.
years, and accidentally, my fiance was wearing mismatched socks during an exercise, while we were exercising, and that's when the light bulb went off, and I asked her to start designing socks that mismatch but actually match. So this is what, when you buy a pack, this is what you get, 3 individual socks that slightly match. So this, it's a set.
Okay.
And
I think
so we
some
have,
of our presidents have done that, and I always thought something was wrong with them.
So this would be more popular with ladies who can show them on purpose.
actually, we're more popular with men.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, because I think this is, men, we don't have the accessories that women do with, you know, bags and nails and jewelry. So when I dress up and I go out, I went to a wedding last week, I wore this pair. It's really the only accessory I have that I could, you know, get a
Thank you,
little
Mayor.
daring with, you know, so that's how we started.
We have some questions, Councilman, if it's all right.
Yeah,
Councilman
that's the
Beers?
only one I had.
Thank you, Your Honor. I plan to support this, and I thank you for choosing Las Vegas to make your new home. I, for years, have been plagued with mismatched feet. And so I'm looking forward to coming down and shopping. So,
Okay.
welcome.
Well, thank you, appreciate it.
Councilman Ross?
And thank you, Councilman Coffin. I think my question goes along that same lines. We can't come down to this location and buy retail. This isn't where you have an outlet that you buy retail for shopping. You want us to go online, is that correct?
Well, online would be one of the ways we sell. We currently have our line being carried at Stitch at the Cosmopolitan, the men's clothing store.
There you go.
It was actually the first retail store that carried our line. My fiance was there Christmas shopping last
Okay,
year,
so,
told them about it, and they started carrying. So Stitch, and we're talking to people at Zappos to start carrying it there. I just wanted to move into the building and start because when I'm talking to buyers, whether they're from out of state or even online stores or other retail stores, a lot of them are visiting Las Vegas constantly. And we're in the fashion district of downtown, so a lot of them that I've been talking to over the months want to stop by and see everything we have, see our samples. That's where this place would be. So you could stop by. There'll be a showroom there. We're not going to be selling. I could give you some.
Mayor, through the mayor to you, Steve. Why don't you share with us your website so Councilman Beers and I can actually
Okay.
shop?
Our website is orangebeld.com. That's B-E-L-D with a D. Beld is a long story. I was poking fun at my fiance for being from Pittsburgh, and they pronounced their T's with a D. And I had lost my orange belt years ago, and we called it a Beld, and that's the name we came up with the company. It's confusing. It doesn't have anything to do with socks, but our goal is to grow the fashion brand into more than just socks. So that's why we went with a name that didn't really box us into just socks because.
Have you been able to get on Magic or get in
We-
the show?
We've walked the show. We haven't done the show yet since our product line has been limited to only about 35 different designs. We would be able to do it. We just wanted to wait till we had more designs so we could showcase 50 to 100 different designs, possibly even some shirts and scarves and things like that.
And seasonal, I would hope. Nice Halloween socks,
Yeah.
mismatch.
Yeah, well, we're starting to work on different types of branding things like sports teams and holidays. We have a new line of holiday socks, which come in an ornament ball. It's a clear ornament ball, and there's two sets of socks in there. So we just released that, and we're going to be selling those
Well,
online
and
and in
two
our
for
store.
golfers. You know, we have a championship golfer down here on the
We
end.
do?
And he could advertise out there in his knickers or whatever he
Yeah,
wears
yeah.
when he golfs. Some of your specialty
Yeah.
socks. Yes?
I want-
Councilwoman, want to make some comments?
First of all, I would sincerely desire to buy a pair of those mix-match socks and give them to Councilman Beers for his birthday yesterday. Day late, but the thought is there. Happy birthday. I think he could really use them. So if you do sell anything, please let me know, because
I will.
I'm very sincere about that. And secondly, what creative thinking you have. What
thank you.
creative thinking.
Thank you.
Thirdly, boy, do you have a good fiancée. Everything you're telling us, she helped you get the idea. Better not let her go.
Yeah. Well, she's my business partner, so
She's a good partner. She's
Thank
giving
you.
you good ideas.
she's,
Okay, Councilman Coffin, the floor is yours.
Your Honor, I move for approval of this item.
Thank you. There's a motion. Please vote. And please post. Motion carries. Congratulations.
thank you.
You're
Appreciate it.
off and going. Thank you, Mr.
Thank
Arndt.
you. All right.
Okay, now agenda item 7, RA 12-2014, discussion for possible action regarding a resolution finding the project proposed by the Quick Start Program QSP between the City of Las Vegas Redevelopment Agency, RDA, and Beer Garden LLC, tenant QSP participant located 1 Main Street, to be in compliance with and furtherance of the goals, objectives of the redevelopment plan, and authorizing the execution of the QSP agreement by the RDA Redevelopment Area Ward 5, Councilman Barlow. Note this item is related to Council Item 36, R34-2014. Mr. Arndt.
Thank you, Mayor. This item also before you is an item we received in the prior fiscal year and was placed on hold because of needing an authorization of additional program funds. It does qualify for our Quick Start program and is located on 1 Main Street. With me today is a familiar face, Sam Cherry. Beer Garden is a new tavern inside the plaza, and there are 3,000 square feet of space that was vacant and obsolete. Mr. Cherry, as a tenant, invested over $845,000 into interior and exterior improvements, and therefore is eligible for a $50,000 grant. And but for this investment of Quick Start funds, Mr. Cherry would not have undertaken the level of improvements that he did. And with that, I'd like to turn it over to Sam, and I'm going to put some photos of what the property looked like before and what it looks like today.
Morning.
Good morning, Mayor and City Council. Sam Cherry, downtown Las Vegas. You'll have to excuse me, I'm a little under the weather, but I'm here to talk about the Beer Garden. We're at 1 Main Street. We did an improvement at the Plaza Hotel and Casino and a renovation in a building that goes back to, I believe, 1971. We encountered unique circumstances, as you do in a renovation. We have a large presence on Main Street, and we seek your approval for the QSP funds. It'll help us solidify our future with the business and finish up some small items like a permanent sign and a few other small items. Thank you.
Thank you. Hope you feel better. If you'll just nod. Are you indoors as well as outdoors? I've only been to the outdoor part.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Any questions, comments here?
Your Honor, if I might say, thanks to Sam Cherry for continuing to invest downtown. You don't make the headlines, but you do make your investments. And the little bodega you've got downtown, trying to think, is it the Lofts?
Soho Lofts.
It's in the urban lofts, right? No.
Soho Lofts.
Yes, the Soho.
Yeah.
It's still there. And I know that hasn't been a huge moneymaker for you, but yet you've stayed with it downtown. So you put your money in, and before we had a quick start program. And so we owe people like you a continued interest in your endeavors and to be, in essence, your partners in participation. So truly, that's what I had to say, Your Honor. Councilman Barlow's not here. I'd be happy to move for
Would you care
approval.
to go ahead, or Councilwoman?
Yeah,
Why
sure.
don't you do it?
No, it's all right. You make the motion. I just wanted to say I seconded what he said. You came in early, you've supported the city. It's obvious you care a lot about your communities, and thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Your Honor. I, on behalf of Councilman Barlow, will now move for approval of this item number 7 and wish you good luck.
Thank you. Thank you for the
There's a
kind words.
motion, please vote, please post, and please go to bed.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for the kind
Thank you,
words.
good
too.
luck.
Thank you.
Somebody spray the area, please.
Thank you, Mayor.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Arndt. Okay. Citizen number, agenda item 8, citizen participation, public comment during this portion of the agenda must be limited to matters within the jurisdiction of the redevelopment agency. No subject may be acted upon by the redevelopment agency unless the subject is on the agenda and scheduled for action. If you wish to be heard, please come to the podium, give your name for the record, the amount of discussion, any single subject, as well as the amount of time any single speaker is allowed may be limited. Anyone wishing to speak under this portion of the agenda? Okay, hearing and seeing none, we will move on to agenda item 9, agency member recognition. Comments made by individual agency members during this portion of the agenda will not be acted upon by the agency unless that subject is on the agenda scheduled for action. Is there any member of the redevelopment agency who wishes to speak under this portion of the agenda? Okay, any other comments? Hearing none, this redevelopment agency meeting's adjourned. We will start our city council meeting in 5 minutes as we have to switch over technology. So 5 minutes, please.